What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So I just wanted to make one final video, of course, talking a bit about what happened yesterday. I don't really want to get too much into the topic itself anymore about the whole Flynn situation and everything. Like, it's all kind of like past me. We've pretty much, I'm expecting we've seen our definitive answers. It's not gonna happen. It sucks, but it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about the whole kind of like outrage that happened yesterday. And simply, also talking a bit about, I guess, just opinions in general and what I saw as a reaction from, yesterday's video and everything. It started all on Twitter with me getting pretty angry about a certain thing. I made that video and it kind of, blew up to a certain extent where a lot of people have been tweeting with the hashtag #Flynn. And we saw people from Northrog even tweet about it afterwards with all their answers and everything. Neil Druckmann even, tweeted with the hashtag #Flynn saying it couldn't be done and everything like that. And, of course, where I think about 90% of the people watching my video agreed with me, there was, of course, also 10% of the people that disagreed, and that's all fine with me as long as it's done respectfully. But at the same time, I've also received quite a bit of flack, not just from just normal viewers and everything like that. Hell, even I think I stirred up some bad blood with people from Northrog, and that's what I find the most interesting and what I just wanted to kind of bring up. Look, if you look at it like this, right, I literally have no reason to complain because everything is going well. I love Uncharted as a series. I cannot wait for Uncharted 4 to come out. Nothing has changed about that. I've been doing really well with my channel, and it is of course looking to grow quite a bit once the game actually comes out. People from Northrog even have supported me in that. They put me on Uncharted TV with the Uncharted 4 top 5 plays. I could have just decided to stay quiet about it and nothing would happen. And now I've had even my reputation for some people ruined. For example, I literally had a guy saying in the comments or something that he had lost all respect for me, that I used to be his favorite Uncharted channel, but that now, he unsubscribed and all that kind of stuff. And there's more kind of cases where those sorts of things happen. And here's the thing, it was not about the issue to me with Steve Valentine. I really did not care that much about it myself even. I can totally live with the fact that, Steve Valentine is not gonna have his voice, be used for Harry Flynn in Uncharted 4. That is actually quite fine with me. Sure, I would have definitely rather had it that he would be voiced with the original voice actor and everything like that. I would have rather have his voice lines and everything like that replaced in the game, even if that was possible from the sound files from Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, but in itself, it's not a big issue to me that much. I wasn't gonna boycott the game or anything like that. I wasn't saying anything crazy. What, bothered me so much, and what I think was the number one thing that bothered me also about all the people that, disagreed in an unrespectful manner, was the fact that they took their own opinion so, so much into the mix here. It wasn't about your own opinion on if this is an important issue. Obviously, a lot of you will think that, it's just a voice in a multiplayer for a certain character that not even everybody is going to use or something like that. What is the big deal? I actually totally agree with you there. I don't find it that big of a deal. Once again, I would have, preferred it to be there, but I don't find it that big of a, deal that, that was why I made the video or something like that. No, the reason I made that video is because it was, and I'll say it once again, I said it yesterday as well, but for some reason people didn't really see the point there, because it was the number one complaint issue on the Northrog forums, meaning that the Uncharted fanbase, the majority of it at least, clearly cares. They care about this issue. This was the thing they wanted to see improved the most. And because of the fact that Northrog simply kind of waved it away with an answer that didn't explain anything, Arnie literally said, oh yeah, I've brought up the fact that we could also use the Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 sound files, but everybody at Northrog simply said to me, nah, it's not gonna happen, and that's the way he ended the discussion. There was literally no reasoning for it afterwards, and that's what got me mad. That's what got me making the video, because Northrog is saying so many times, look, we wanna we simply want to listen to your feedback and do whatever we can do to make the game better for you. We want to improve the experience. And Northrog themselves already can make an amazing multiplayer. We've seen that now. They can make an absolutely epic single player at the same time as well. But still, they're asking for a feedback, right? And if the number one complaint issue seems pretty easily, fixable, and I won't get into if it actually is, because, once again, I do personally believe myself, it is just sound files. They can just replace certain paths to the sound files. I'm a developer myself. I know how this sort of stuff is done, even though you really don't need to be a developer to know that this is quite an easy thing to change. You know, that's what bothered me, is the fact that it seems so easily fixable, and the fact that they still don't want to listen to that community. That's what I found the most irritating about it, and why I originally decided to make that video. You know, it really wasn't the issue in itself that bothered me that much. It was simply about the fact that they're totally ignoring and waving away people's feedback and complaints when they themselves are asking for it. They're asking for people to say what they don't like about the game, and then they don't really explain why they won't, you know, fix anything like that. Anyway, yeah, as I said, I even seem to kind of like have stirred up some bad blood with people, for example, from Northrog. I literally had a guy from Northrog that followed me on Twitter unfollow me afterwards for my opinion. And that kind of goes beyond me, because, you know, I really love this series. I love Northrog as a studio. I still do. I cannot wait for Uncharted 4 to come out. I think the multiplayer and single player are both going to be amazing, and I can't wait to make videos for them and to, you know, talk about it and everything like that on my YouTube channel. But, you know, the problem is that when I voice one sort of piece of criticism about it, then you instantly get some people mad. You know, people that can't accept that other people might have criticism, or that they might have an opinion that is negative in a negative way. And I've been covering this game for 4 years on my YouTube channel, praising the series, trying to even promote it in a way, I guess, because of it. And I do that with pleasure, because once again, like, I legitimately love this series so much. I like doing that because it is literally my own opinion. But then when I do voice a point of criticism, and I think it is, you know, deserved to be doing that, then I all of a sudden get, you know, sort of like the arguments waved away and everything like that, and even people hating on me or actually being mad at me for it. And that's what kind of goes beyond me. I think you should always be able to voice your opinion on even something you actually love, because it is very important that you're simply being fair, and when you're seeing something like injustice or whatever, you have to call it out, and you have to not just ignore it or whatever, and not like look into it whatsoever, or let people know that you disagree with it. So that's all I did. You know, I simply wanted to help out the community, because I thought it was injustifiably done the way Northrog simply ignored the #1 community request. And I want to really quickly at the end of this video clear up something that I said yesterday. I called the voice actor, the new voice actor for Flynn, a jackass in that video. I did not mean to say that. It was a simple mistake, because you're doing this 10-minute monologue. Of course you're gonna make mistakes sometimes. You know, obviously I don't know the guy. He's just doing his job. I literally don't even know the name of the guy that plays him. He is not a jackass. I simply meant to say that he's making Flynn look like a jackass in a way that he's way more goofy and way more a completely different kind of character than he normally used to be in you know, in Uncharted 2, right? He just makes him seem like a completely different character than he actually was, and that's what I meant to say. The guy himself is just doing his job, and I'm totally fine with that. Anyway, that's kind of, yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to say. I hope, once again, I didn't piss too many people off still talking about this, but I just kind of wanted to get into the topic of having an opinion. And I find it very important that, you know, even though you love something so much, you still can actually bring up criticisms towards it. And I definitely would hope that people don't actually get mad at me for that, or that it actually hurts my reputation, because, you know, from now on I'll just keep going and talking about what makes me so excited about the game. I cannot wait to cover the game more on my YouTube channel, and for it to come out in 2 months. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to say on it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, leave a quick like if you agree with me, and if you you know, enjoyed watching the video, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And then for now, thanks a lot for watching. Hope to see you again next time.